Hello, and welcome back to the Peculiar Place podcast.
Oh my god, why do I keep forgetting? This is a segment to Vees In A Pod. We're your hostesses, Mandii.
And Jessii, and this is officially season 2 of the podcast, episode 12.
Season 2?
Yeah, season 2, 2024. Happy New Year. Mandii's here.
Yeah, and guess what? I'm still pregnant.
I did not think you were going to be here.
Neither did I, babe.
I'm glad you are, but I did not think it.
I think this is going to be the last one for a little bit for me.
Yeah, you're probably...
just a couple weeks, but I feel like it's going to happen. Like, we're days away at this point.
Oh, yeah, it's probably going to be this week.
My due date is under a week from now.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be this week. So next time, it'll be just me, and I'll tell you guys, Mandii had her baby. Probably.
Aww.
Probably. Which is so exciting.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired
You're
of this.
over it.
I'm so
You're
over
just
it. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm like literally so ready.
I don't blame you.
I'm so ready.
I don't blame you. As promised, I'm going to be announcing the Coraline contest
Woo.
winner. Thank you so much to everyone that entered. We got so many entries. I think we got over 600 entries, which is amazing. Totally unexpected. So thank you guys if you entered. But there has to be a winner. Mm-hmm. And so the winner we selected is Baby Bambi. And the actual username is Baby Bambi's Reads, I think. So congratulations.
Yay.
And as promised, I do want to read a good review that we got on Apple Podcasts. I think there's actually 2 that I'm going to read.
I love this.
The first one says, I've been watching Jessii and Mandii for years. I was over the moon to hear that they were doing a podcast. I watch every week. It always makes my day. And then one that says, I love listening while I'm at work. Makes the day go by so much quicker. Aww. So I love that. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you. We love you too.
So we hope everyone had a great Christmas. I made a discovery during one of my Christmas dinners on Christmas Eve. I am allergic to ham.
Oh, you texted me this.
I was freaking out texting Mandii because I was at a family dinner. They had sliced ham. And the only time I ever have, like, the official, like, chunk of sliced ham is on, like, Thanksgiving or Christmas. Like, I don't eat ham like that the rest of the year.
Same.
So I don't know if it's pineapple they put in it, and maybe it's the pineapple I'm allergic to. But literally, since I was a kid, whenever I've had sliced ham, for about 10 minutes after I eat it, my tongue is burning, tingling, and almost numb, and my lips go that way too. But I always thought that ham was just like that.
Why would you want to eat it if that's how you feel?
I never really liked it, like, when it happened. I was always uncomfortable. But this time, I looked to Ty and Bear, who were sitting beside me. Bear is Ty's brother. And I was like, what do you guys think of that, like, weird burning you get after you eat ham? And they look at me and they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you know, like how it like tingles like after you eat it? Like, why do we eat it if it does that? And they're like, we don't experience that. So I texted you and I texted Dad. And I'm like, do you guys get like tingling when you eat ham? And you guys were like, no. So yeah, I told Beth and she's like, don't eat ham. You're allergic. And I'm like, oh no.
Surprised it took you this long to like say something.
Because I only ate it on special occasions.
Yeah, girl, you're like gonna be 30.
I know. I know.
It's taken you 30 years to figure this out?
Yes.
To like mention.
Yeah, I just never thought to say anything. I just thought everyone experienced like a tingling when they ate ham.
I wonder if it is the pineapple though, because I feel that when I eat pineapple, and I feel like that's a normal thing when you eat pineapple, but also we have a cousin that's allergic to pineapple too, so it might be pineapple. I don't know.
It could be, but also like it didn't taste like pineapple-y ham and there wasn't pineapples on the plate.
Yeah.
It could have still been cooked with it.
I just know that it's just oftentimes people put the pineapple on the ham, but it could just be the ham. I don't know.
I don't know, but
allergic to meat? That's kind of, is that normal?
I don't know.
Are people allergic to meat?
I have no idea, but I guess I'm not having ham anymore. Just to be safe, because I'm a hypochondriac and like I don't want it to ever like escalate.
Yeah. Because
once I was thinking about it, it was like maybe 15 to 20 minutes this time that it was tingling. And I was scared. I'm okay now, but no more ham for me.
I know. I think Jess and I both have this like ridiculous fear when it comes to food.
Like, of anaphylactic shock.
And especially if it's like trying something new.
Yeah.
Or like especially going to restaurants or people's houses and wondering what they put in it.
Or seafood, even though I know I've had seafood my whole life and I've never like had my throat close. Whenever I have shrimp, I'm always like, is this going to be the time? And it never is. Like, I'm always fine.
I definitely get nervous eating shellfish because I worry that there's a shell and I'm going to swallow it.
Oh.
And it's going to cut up my insides.
Do you ever, like, when you're eating chips, you accidentally swallow a big piece and you can feel it go all the way down, and I'm like, I just sliced up.
Okay, so I have a problem, and like Luca's like, what's wrong with you? The last like month, I've been swallowing food without
like full
chewing it. So like gnocchi, I've swallowed a full thing of like a
But those
full
are soft.
gnocchi.
Those are
They're soft. But then I also had gummy worms yesterday, and I swallowed like a half of it.
Are you okay?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm hungry.
You're just not chewing.
Or just like I'm just not like baby brain. Like I'm focused on something else and not chewing my food. I don't know what it is, but there's a sense of panic and dread when it happens. And I'm like, why am I doing this?
You're feeding the baby worms like a mama bird. Full
I
worms.
just want to say,
like birds do.
I just want to say I have not had candy gummy worms or actually any candy at all besides like chocolate throughout my pregnancy because it's given me like acid reflux. But yesterday I needed
do what you gotta
gummy
do.
worms, and I didn't eat a lot. I just had like a couple, but I needed them.
Yeah.
And they didn't give me acid reflux, so my body clearly was
Your
like,
body knew.
You need those gummy worms, girl.
Okay, is this only me, or do you also feel grossed out when people take photos of their plate of Christmas food? Everyone does it, and like Thanksgiving and stuff, people take photos of their plate, and every time I want to puke when I see a photo of it.
So I agree.
I didn't consent to see what you're about to eat.
The only thing that I do love to see, though, when people take pictures on like New Year's or Christmas is like the charcuterie board.
That's fine, and like sure, take like a photo of like the huge table or whatever,
The
or like
spread.
the spread of food, but
Like
like
the plate, the
once
individual plate.
There's like cranberry sauce
Yeah,
mixed
yeah,
with
yeah.
the gravy,
Yeah, yeah.
with the mashed potatoes and some
No.
meat that I don't know what it
I
is.
agree.
And your family's traditional weird potato salad.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it all mashed together.
Yeah.
And especially like when they finish, like, look, I just ate it all, and it's like spread.
No, an
Stop
individual plate, no. But I don't mind seeing the spread,
Yeah, totally.
the table, and I love a good charcuterie photo.
Untouched.
Untouched. And charcuterie is always like an aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's like placed in a way
beautiful.
it's appealing.
Yeah. Once you've destroyed it, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep it to yourself. I don't need to see it.
Yeah, don't take the pictures of
No
the
one cares what
destroyed-
you're about to consume.
Yeah, on your individual plate.
Yeah. Please. Okay, I'm glad we feel the same way.
Especially because Thanksgiving and Christmas food is so like mushy.
That's what I mean. Everything's blending together.
Everything's mush except for the meat.
Why is it always watery? It's all like
It's I'm gonna puke. Watery.
Why does the mac and cheese look like that? Like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh,
I'm
Jess.
like over analyzing all the food on your plate, and I don't need to do it. Ew.
Watery.
Yeah. Why is it always mushy?
It's all mushy stuff.
It's so true.
Stuffing, mashed potatoes, veggies,
Gravy, cranberry sauce.
It's mush.
Everything's mush.
I love it. We have the corn pie. We have the mac and cheese.
But
it's all mush.
That's why I don't take a photo of it, though, because I know it looks like baby food.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna eat it.
It does look like baby food. It's delicious, and I love it. But I don't. Yeah, it's not that appealing to look at.
Right. Like, if you're going to, like, a fancy, like, gourmet restaurant and they make it all nice and stuff, take a photo of that shit.
Yeah.
But the food you just piled on a plastic plate.
Paper plate.
Come on, Betty. I don't need to see that. You know what I mean?
It's gross.
Anyway.
I can agree.
Speaking of food, there's this new trend, and I think celebrities are going on, like, this show. I don't know what it's called. It could be called, like, The Last Meal or something. But what is your death row meal?
This is so dark.
It's very dark, and I don't know if it's okay to say death row meal because, like, people are actually out there, like, dying after they eat these last meals. But usually it's because they did something really bad.
Well, it's interesting when you see, like serial killers, like, last meals, like, what they ask for. And it's very distinctively them.
But that's the thing. Like, they have to be given exactly what they ask for.
It's the psychology, though, because when you know the history and you know the crimes that they committed and like the creepy factor level, the creepy factor like adjusts when you see what they have for their last meal.
Well, they're not asking for body parts or anything.
No. No.
I shouldn't be laughing. This is really dark.
But there's like KFC orders and like
yeah, it's interesting to see what they want.
And like sometimes they just order ice cream or like something.
I feel like I'd be so nauseous thinking about what's about to happen that I don't even know if I'd be able to eat. Like if we're actually taking this seriously, I don't know how much I would eat. I'd just be like, you know what, just get it over with.
What's the point of eating?
Well, it's because they've been in jail for so long. They haven't been given, like, great food. And so it's kind of just like you finally have this.
But I feel like it takes somebody who is truly, like, accepting of their fate.
To do it.
To, like, be like, let's eat. Like, for me, yeah. Maybe
it's a relief.
I would be, like...
rocking back and forth. Like, just give me... I can't even get down broth right now.
I would be like, honestly, let's do it today. Like, why am I sitting here eating?
Yeah. Like, don't tell me when it's going to happen or I'll count the days down. Like, just come and get me and be like, it's happening.
Oh, wait, no. I think that's worse.
Why? You want to know when?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Because I'm pregnant right now, the buildup and the anticipation of not knowing where I'm going to be, what time it is, where Luca's at. Like, I don't know. I hate not knowing when my water's going to break.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like the same thing. I would love for it to happen naturally, but I'd love to know the day. I'd love to know the day and time. I love to be prepared. I love lists. I love organization. I hate spontaneity. I really do. I don't like surprises.
Why are we comparing this to your birth? This is the death row meal.
Because it's the same anticipatory
but
build-up.
But it's not the same.
But it's the anticipatory
I don't know if
build-up.
you should be comparing that.
Okay, anyway.
Okay.
If I wasn't rocking back and forth sweating and scared, it would be one of two things. Depends on what I'm craving. It would either be sushi.
Okay.
And like all the good stuff. So like I'd have the white snow roll, the green dragon roll, the California roll, the dynamite roll, and then I'd also have steamed udon, and I'd have endless like 60 cheese wontons. So that would be one option, and then the other option would be just like a good like classic like diner burger and a milkshake with fries, because I love a good burger and a shake.
So you're just taking like small bites from everything? Like, are you just grazing everything? Because how's anyone going to eat all that? Okay, so
yeah.
You're just kind of picking as you go.
Yes, so that's the thing about food that I love the most is like if you can have a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
I love that.
You're not paying for it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like do you remember Johnny Rockets?
No.
The restaurant.
The burger place?
Yeah. It's like a diner.
Vaguely,
I love
vaguely.
A classic diner meal.
Okay.
Burger and a shake.
Some
with
crispy fries.
Yeah. Love that.
Okay, that's good. Mine is pane Alfredo, pepperoni pizza, maybe from like Pizza Hut.
That's so basic for you.
Grandma's cauliflower and cheese.
See, I love that too, but I can't eat it anymore because of IBS.
Yeah, I shouldn't either, but I love it. And a tub of chocolate therapy from Ben & Jerry's. Have you had that kind? It's so good. It's like all chocolate, but it has like chocolate cookie dough in it. It has like, it almost tastes like pudding in some areas. I don't know. It's just all chocolate. It's so good.
I guess because I'm not big on cookie dough.
Oh.
Any cookie dough ice cream, I don't eat it.
But it's like a brownie cookie dough, so it tastes really good.
I love brownie.
Yeah. Anyway, that's mine.
Yeah, I forgot dessert. I definitely need dessert.
Yeah. Ben & Jerry's is great.
I need like cookies, brownies,
freshly baked,
creme brulee.
Imagine like requesting that, like you're about to die and you're like, also the chef needs to make sure it's prepared fresh, like the cookies. Do you think they'd have like a point where they'd be like, all right,
it needs to be from farm to oven to plate. like fresh.
Oh my gosh.
Fresh that
you just
morning.
become the queen and they're like, who do you really think you are? Like, how far are we gonna let this go? This is dark. This is just dark. For funsies.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, we don't like people going through stuff like that, but
it's interesting to think about. It's something you have to make a decision on.
Oh yeah.
Your last meal.
We're gonna move on to some 2024 predictions. Some of these are very dark and stem from history.
Most of them are dark.
And then I also have like, fun like pop culture predictions. So the first one, Nostradamus
Yeah.
predicted some very scary things to happen in 2024. It says he is a renowned French astrologer and seer from the 1600s, and he's predicted many historical events, okay? Things that have come true many times in history. Okay, so for 2024, he's predicted the death of a very, very important person. Some people think this could be the Pope. He's had a lot of health issues. He's in his mid-80s, I think, or late 80s. So they're thinking it could be him. He also predicted there will be a new world war, which obviously we hope is not going to happen, but doesn't seem too far off, right?
World War III.
State of the world right now. And he predicted there will be a strong and life-ending earthquake followed by a tsunami, which just happened on January 1st in Japan.
I know.
So that's already, literally the year started off with that. I don't know if Nostradamus knows what's going on, but that's his predictions. Go ahead.
Okay, so some of that I had.
Okay.
But I have other. So I didn't search up old people telling these. I just searched up predictions. So there's going to be a worldwide blackout. Have you heard about this?
So yeah, with like everyone losing Wi-Fi and everything.
No internet, no alarm systems for your house, like no electricity. You gotta find your own means of water and food, and there's no contacting your loved ones. It's shut down. The world is shut down. There's gonna be a blackout.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
No more podcasts.
Terrifying. This is a fact.
Okay.
But it's based on a conspiracy theory of basically doomsday.
Okay.
Is coming.
Right.
Because a bunch of billionaires of like tech companies are building underground bunkers and like basically underground tunnels and homes, and
the guy who made Facebook is doing that.
Mark Zuckerberg in Hawaii, yes.
Yeah.
So it says tech billionaires are buying up luxurious bunkers and hiring military security to survive a societal collapse or an apocalypse that might have something to do with the nuclear war as well, like if that is what's happening.
Right.
Or if you are like Christian and you believe in like Revelation and what's to come, it says actually in Revelation, don't quote me exactly, but it's like something to do with people are going to seek refuge underground.
Right.
And through caves and tunnels and stuff, and like we're already seeing that happening now with like billionaires.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do they know that we don't know? I don't know. If they are anticipating something, I don't know.
So all the rich people are just gonna live?
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
They can't afford to.
Great.
They're like going to the moon. They're just gonna like ditch us.
They're just becoming moles.
Okay, and then the Simpsons are crazy.
I know, I've done a whole video on Simpsons.
The Simpsons predictions
Yep.
have always been ridiculously
accurate.
Yeah. So these are the new predictions.
Okay.
AI robots take over.
Yep.
Virtual reality food. Yeah. Baby translator.
Okay.
A black hole is coming to suck us up.
Just take us.
Hover cars of the future.
Okay.
Music-induced mind control, which I feel like we're already there.
Yeah.
World War III, which you already said, and the zombie apocalypse. It could also be like metaphorical, you know?
Like we're all becoming zombies with our technology.
And then this is like not scary, but still kind of weird. We start talking to animals using AI.
Okay. That'd be kind of cool if they can understand us. I always want to be able to talk to my dogs.
I feel like I do, and I know what they think, and
I know
what
there's like a sense there, but I also
There
wish
is.
they could understand English, you know?
I feel like they do.
They know like 5
They
words.
understand tones
Yeah.
and energy.
Yeah.
It's good enough
But
for
I'd
me.
love to converse properly.
So Billie Eilish will win a Grammy for What Was I Made For?
Yeah, I can see that.
Barbie.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer will win Best Picture at the 2024 Academy Awards.
Yeah. I mean, those are kind of obvious.
You think so?
Yeah. They did so well. I mean, I
guess.
can see that happening. Yeah.
The Taylor Swift Travis thing they have going on, they're going to break up, and it's going to be really...
They're going to break up?
It's going to be like a bad breakup. Listen, I think that's all public. It's all publicity stunt. I don't think that they're like in love. I think this was a total PR thing.
You think Taylor Swift and Travis is PR and it's fake?
She's on top of the world right now. She is on top of the world.
It looks like
right
real
now.
love.
They're going to break up, and it's going to be bad. But we're going to get some good Taylor albums from it, I'm sure.
Yeah, she'll make more songs. Okay, so I have Ariana and SpongeBob will break up.
That's kind of obvious. Oh my gosh.
She seems in love though, so I don't know.
She always seems
She's
in
like
love.
defending it. I know. She dates really strange people though.
She does. She has a weird taste in men.
I mean, let her be her. But
SpongeBob. It gives me the ick.
yeah, I don't even know his real name. Oh, Ethan Slater. Right?
Whenever I see him as SpongeBob,
he suits it.
but like, how is she like? Yeah.
He must have a really great personality. That's the only way. Some people are really attracted to like
yeah, he's
personalities.
really amazing for leaving his wife and kids for her. Yeah.
You're right.
That his personality must be
He must be just a gem.
Okay,
Keeper. Zendaya and Tom Holland will get engaged.
Are they together?
Yes.
They're together.
Are you crazy? Of course they are, girl.
Wait, that's really cute.
It's been a while. Because the Spider-Man movies they did together. I think that's how they like met and like got together and stuff.
Do you think Tom Holland is like
He's
heartthrob?
He's a little boyish for me. Like he looks
He's
a little
too young?
boyish. No, he's actually not young, but he just looks young.
He has like a baby face.
Yeah, so not for me. But he's cute. But she also has like a baby face, so I feel like they kind of suit each other, you know?
She's hot.
She is hot, but
She's
they
hot.
both look very young, even though I think they're late 20s.
I gained respect for him when I watched The Devil All the Time. I think you should watch it.
I haven't seen that.
He actually is pretty hot in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like him as Spider-Man.
And it's surprising because it takes you off guard. Because when
Okay.
he's Spider-Man, you're like, he's like a little boy. But like in that, you're like, oh, he's wielding a gun.
Okay. I'll check it out, I
Yeah,
guess.
check it out.
Okay, a Barbie movie spin-off will be announced. Probably Ken, or like just Ken, or
We
something
love
with
Ken. I will watch that.
You will watch it?
Yes.
But you also like, what's his name?
Oh, Ryan Gosling?
Yeah, he's like your dude. You love
He's
all
just
his
the
movies.
best. He's the best.
Okay, Justin and Hailey Bieber will have a baby.
Okay.
Bows on everything is in this year.
Bows?
Bows. Bows in
Like-
your hair.
like bows?
Bows on your clothes. Bows everywhere. Apparently, bows are going to be
Bows on your baby. That's...
in. Yeah, like
I
put them
have
everywhere
a drawer
of bows.
just of bows.
That's cute.
And I can't wait.
But I love bows generally, so I'm good with this
I
trend.
love bows.
I'll put bows on everything.
I love bows.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Bows on everything.
And then apricot crush will be the trending color of the year. I'll show you the color, and we'll
Is
put
that
it
like
on
a
the
peach?
screen. I can see it
Apricot
happening in
crush.
summer.
Wow, that made me thirsty.
Okay.
I want juice.
It's like that, you know.
Oh, it's like peach.
yeah,
Oh, I like it.
I like it too.
I
It
like
is. It's like a peach.
It's like a...
It's apricot.
calming energy about it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but whenever we are creeping up to January 1st or we've just, entered the new year, I get really stressed seeing everyone's wrapped videos. I get stressed seeing everyone's New Year's resolutions. It gives me so much anxiety.
I'm so glad you're saying this.
To see the planning, to see the goals.
I'm so happy you're saying this.
You feel the same way?
There's so much pressure.
Yes.
It's not to make this about me.
No,
Like,
go
literally.
ahead. Go ahead.
I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to come across as like a hater. But like when I'm on the reels and I'm looking at everything and it's like, and with that, the 2023 season is, it's like, like, shut up. Shut up. Every single post is, and with that, the
I know.
2023 season is over. It's like, okay, we've been doing this for the last 2 years now. It's the same voice. It's the same. It's a change of the year. And then it's everyone's year wrapped. And like, I love to see, don't get me wrong, I love to see people that I know and like what they did in their year and like looking back, and it's so beautiful and it's great. But then I also feel this like pressure of like, do I have to do that? And like, do I have to make
and like
one?
my year wasn't that great, and like does next year have to be like better? And it has to be like, there's just something, and seeing people's posting their lists of what's in this year and like what I'm gonna do this year, and it's like I'm gonna have 8
like
glasses of water a
stressful.
day, and I'm gonna go to the gym every morning, and
It's
I'm gonna
pressure.
drink green juice all day. I'm looking at it like, oh my gosh, I am failing.
It's pressure. And like a new thing that I'm starting to feel now is because I'm a mom and I've been pregnant this year, I feel like, do I have to post now my wrapped 2023 like pregnancy journey for everyone to see? And if I don't do that, am I a bad mom?
Yeah, like, do they think you don't care?
Yeah, do they think that I didn't value this
Yeah.
time or cherish this time or whatever? Like, I just don't really have it in me to, like, make the same reel that everyone is making and then also put the same sound on it that everyone has. And it just gets jumbled up in this big mush of the same thing.
Yeah, it's stressful. Like, don't get us wrong. Like, it's good to have goals and it's good to feel positive about the year. And I think that's great. But I also think it's okay to not have goals for 2024 and to just freaking live. Life as hard as it is, like, just do what you can. Getting out of bed in the morning, for me, that's my goal enough, right? Like, I feel like do what you got to do. People have mental health issues. They struggle. Like, you don't have to be this perfect person on social media and post your goals and all these things. Like, it's okay to not be that. But it's okay to be that if you are.
Yeah, it's okay to be that if that's what you want, and it's okay if you don't want to be that if it doesn't appeal to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think there's just like this pressure, and I don't like the pressure of it. Like, it's social media, right? Like, I don't like the underlining, like, well, why didn't she make that? Why isn't she making it? Like, something big happened to her this year. Why isn't she saying something about it or whatever? Like, I feel like I'm projecting, but like, because no one said this to me. Nobody's saying this. It's just me in my head thinking, like, do I need to do the same thing everyone else is doing? Otherwise, do I come across as someone who doesn't care enough?
And I also sometimes feel like, depending on who's posting it and stuff, it almost comes across as, like, bragging in a way. Like, depending on how their year went, sometimes I look at these videos and I'm like, they're posting it because they know they did everything. They traveled everywhere. They did this and they met this celebrity and they went to this event. And I'm like, you're really showing this off?
Definitely very vain. I'm not gonna lie.
And I'm like, I didn't have a year like that at all.
I don't mind seeing people that I know showing off their year, and like, it's beautiful and whatever. Maybe you got married, maybe you had a kid, whatever, and I think that that's beautiful, and like, your time with your friends and you're showing it, it's beautiful. But like, when it's just like you, it doesn't appeal to me. I feel like it comes across as like kind of icky, and like, I don't want that for me either.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that. I don't want people to think that of me.
But maybe we'd feel differently if we had like a year with no struggles. Like, pregnancy was hard for you this year. I went through a ton of shit with my health. Like, maybe we just didn't have like the craziest year. Like, maybe you'll want to do that after having Ophelia.
I was gonna say, I think next year I'll feel differently having gone through a year of a newborn and like watching her grow and taking little snaps of her and like being with her and seeing.
But then it's about her.
Exactly. Like, it's something that I'm like so proud of and excited for. When it's just like me, I don't know.
We're not trying to be haters. I think it's just, we're trying to be realistic, because I feel like maybe a lot of people are in our boat and feel the same way as us.
Well, having said that, I also do see a lot of posts of people being like, if like all you did this year was like survive,
that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Within the like catastrophe of like all these crazy posts that people like are super overly positive and optimistic and like ridiculous, there's also like those small posts that are like,
it's okay,
just vibe.
I love that.
Just chill.
Yeah.
And like, also the buildup of New Year's Eve too, and it's like all we did this year was went for dinner and then we came home and we watched the Times Square live, just Luca and I, just the two of us. And we just like hung out on the couch, and
me too.
Honestly, I fell asleep before the ball dropped.
We were in bed at 10 p.m.
I fell asleep. I did not experience New Year's.
The last New Year's in my 20s, and I was like, we're just gonna watch Stranger Things and go to bed early.
But like, that's what you want, right?
And that's okay,
right?
Yeah.
But then when you like see other people, are you ever like, do I suck?
Yeah, a little bit.
But
everyone's
then
at their parties, and I'm like, I'm in bed, and I'm 29 years old.
And it's like, am I gonna regret this later in life? Like, that I didn't like do enough with my time? But that's what I wanted at the time. Like, I wanted just to relax with my husband.
There should be no pressure. You're also like 9 months pregnant. So you don't have to worry about that. But yeah, totally. Whatever you want to do, you do.
Don't feel pressured.
There's no
by
judgment.
Social media and sometimes influencers and stuff like that. It's just do whatever you can and what you want also.
Exactly. So we're going to move on to some trending topics over December. The first one is that people are saying that Glenn Powell looks like a capybara. So you know the guy who plays alongside Sydney Sweeney in the new romance movie that they did?
Oh.
Everyone's saying he looks like a capybara. I'll put him on the screen.
I don't think so.
It's like everywhere.
He looks like the guy from This Is Us.
Oh yeah, kind of.
That's every time I see him, I'm like, is that him?
Everyone's like, he looks like a capybara.
Okay, that picture kind of.
So you think he does?
That picture he kind of does. That's kind of uncanny valley. And the more I see it, look at it.
A little bit.
Ew.
Like his eyes?
Why is he smiling like that? Is he a puppet?
Maybe.
He's like,
I love how we're like, there is no judgment. And we're like,
No.
he looks like a capybara.
Okay, so you better show that photo of him on this. That is
All
the
right,
photo you need
I'll
to show.
tell Ty to put this one on.
And everyone stare into it. Is it giving Uncanny Valley vibes?
Or capybara.
Here's a vote. Comment what you think. Uncanny Valley or capybara?
And to our listeners, all you have to do is look up his name, and it's the Wikipedia image. So it's his official Wikipedia
That's
image.
the Wikipedia image?
Yeah.
Oh, they did him dirty.
He did it. That's his smile. He decides that he wants to smile like
Creepy.
that.
Creepy.
The next hot topic is Gypsy Rose being let out of prison.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever watch the show?
Yes.
I didn't. But I do know a lot about her case with her
You need
mother.
to watch the show. You need to
Yeah, but a lot of
watch
people are
the
saying like it's
show.
fictionalized in a way. It's people playing her. It's not a documentary. It's like a
You need to watch the
portrayal.
show. I binged it in like one night and it threw me.
and I don't know if this is controversial.
It's crazy.
But what do you think of her? Because a lot of people are saying she's 100% a victim. Unaliving her mother was her only way out. She's a survivor. She should be free.
I don't know. It's hard. I think at this point she should be free. Absolutely. I don't think she's capable
It's been a while.
of. I don't think she's like a murderer, like capable of doing that to other people.
Yeah.
She's been in jail for a long time.
Yeah.
She did her time. You know, I don't think there's any good reason to like kill anybody in her situation. It's just so hard because I can't even imagine or fathom. I mean, the stuff she went through, like truly the stuff that her mother put her through and the psychological damage.
We should summarize it just in case no one knows who Gypsy Rose is. Her whole life, her mother basically faked her having all kinds of issues, right? Different diseases.
She's
cancer?
in a wheelchair.
Yeah, her legs weren't working, like all these things. And the whole time she was actually healthy and fine, but her mother was collecting money.
Lying
and
about her age, pretending that she
Yeah.
was like a child.
giving her all these medications that gave her actual problems that she didn't have before.
Fed her through a tube. She
Yeah.
never actually ate any food.
Her teeth fell out because of medication that she was put on.
Mm-hmm.
So her mother did this knowing full well that she was a healthy
Healthy.
child, but it was money motivated. And I think there's also something psychologically wrong there as well. But
Extremely.
abuse, straight abuse, right?
I'd say torture.
Right. And she eventually Gypsy met this guy who, in the end,
The guy, I feel like, was really scary.
She did not have good people in her life. Between her mother, this guy she met, everyone was just doing her dirty, and they ended up unaliving her mother, and that's why she went to jail. And now she's free, and I think the only thing I'm uncomfortable with is that people are jumping on her. Like, every podcast is trying to get her on, and it's like, can you let this girl
breathe.
take a second? Like, she just got out of jail. People
Yeah.
are, like, trying to find her and, like, telling her to do all these things and go on these shows, and it's like, could you imagine, like, you just got out of jail.
But I feel like she wants to tell her story. Like, I feel like she's very...
And that's fine, like, on her terms. She did write a book.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, it's an ebook that
right,
she's
okay.
putting out,
Yeah,
apparently, about her
yeah.
story. So, I mean, that's good, because at least that's in her words, and she's putting it out there. But I think it's more of a, when she's ready, choose a place you feel more comfortable telling your story on, and choose a person that is going to have your back and not just want to exploit you, you know?
Yeah, I feel like people who are in jail for the long haul are dangerous people. And I don't think that she's a dangerous person. I think she did something bad and she served her time for it and now she's out and that's fine. I think people who like are long term in jail are a danger to society and can't be out.
Yeah. Her case was so complicated, it's hard to even put judgment on it. I don't even know where I'd begin.
My chest is literally like my heart is beating fast right now, like thinking about, like, you need to watch the show. Because, yeah, it's theatrical or whatever, because it's, like, acting. But,
Yeah.
like, oh, I had no idea how bad. Like, I had no idea how bad it was.
Yeah.
And it really, like, when you dramatize, because I've said this about The Crown, it more so puts you in that place, and, like, it you really feel the dread and the
Right.
anxiety rather than just like watching like a documentary. But all of the things happened that were in the show happened.
Yeah.
I recommend. It's a really good show. I mean, I binged it in like one night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I hope she's okay, and I hope she tells her story when she wants to.
And continues to get help, you know.
Oh, yes. You're going to need like lifelong support for sure.
Yeah, I think if somebody is going through that and did what they did and coming out of jail, they need to continue their like support and their whatever therapy.
Yeah.
That's like a lifelong thing.
Well, people who have been in jail for a while say that like being out in the real world is actually harder.
I know.
Because you're kind of confined in your little world.
I know.
And once you're in the big world, it's like where do you start?
I know.
Right? Like
it is really tough.
Okay, the next trend right now is called the blurry wedding photography trend, and there are some photographers in an uproar about this trend, saying it's everything wrong with art and photography. I'll show you what I mean, but everyone is deciding to do the blurry wedding photo trend.
I feel like I know what this is, but
it's very artsy. It's like that. Like everything kind of has like kind of a blur around it, and it's almost like it has one small focus on an arm or a bouquet or something in the picture. I don't mind it. If that's what you want to do and you want to get a couple artsy shots, I mean, you do you. You're the couple getting married. Photographers, like, just do what you're being paid to do. Or if you're not comfortable, then don't do that wedding. You know what I mean?
I feel like a couple artistic shots like that within like the regular is fine.
If you want to have them all blurry, I mean, that's a little strange. It's a strange choice.
I'm confused about this photographers having a problem with it, because I feel like as a photographer, you're excited to like do new things and like try new artistic ways of taking photos. And
You'd assume. But I've actually been seeing a ton of photographers who have TikTok accounts and podcasts that are just shitting on this trend. Like,
really?
They do not like it at all. Which, yeah, you're right. It's surprising because you think they'd want to take different sort of creative routes.
Yeah.
Because wedding photos are so, I don't want to say basic, but they kind of are. Like, it's really the same setup every single time.
When I look for photographers, I'm definitely looking for a more unique take.
Me too. And the one I chose, like, I'm looking for people who like to take sort of like photos where you're not posed and you're kind of just
it's more candid. Like, of course you have the posed because it's an art form.
Yeah.
It's like what speaks to you.
Exactly.
With that artist's work.
So if the couple's like,
it's all
listen,
relative.
We want blurry photos a couple times, like, whatever.
Or the bride is always right.
That's
what I say.
That's true. Okay, another trend that is interesting to me is puzzle people. There are groups of people who love puzzles. They are puzzle collectors, and many of them are in their 20s, which I find interesting. There is puzzle talk. Like, puzzles are coming back.
I love that.
You know? I do too. Like, I feel like
I still love puzzles.
it's a quiet, peaceful activity.
It's like drawing.
I don't know about collecting them. Like, there are people who literally
no.
every week they get a new puzzle, or they like suggest good puzzles, or they choose different kinds of puzzles. Like, they are really into it. I don't think I could base my life around puzzle making, but I respect it.
Yeah.
And like, you do you. Like, that, I think that's awesome. If you want to do a peaceful activity.
I feel like I think that's an alternative to like reading
exactly.
or drawing.
It's a hobby.
Like, but it's peaceful.
Yeah.
I really
went
cute.
down this rabbit hole of like finding these puzzle TikTokers, and they are so calm. And it's almost relaxing, like watching them like talk about their favorite puzzles and like show you the one they just did and stuff. Like, it's a huge community, and I just did not know it existed.
That's really sweet.
So
very
puzzle people,
sweet.
we support you guys. Okay, there's also this controversial question right now. Do you fill the tub before you get in or after you get in?
Before.
Yeah, me too.
But I have filled it.
Where you sit and turn the water on?
In my life, I have.
Isn't it cold?
In my life, I have done that, but that's not what I do.
I feel like
I'd always fill it before I get in, but I have sat, like when I was a kid.
Like, you've sat, so when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was going to say, like, you just put your butt on the cold tub.
No, when I was
turn
a
on the
kid.
water and hope for the best.
When I was a kid.
Yeah, I definitely have not in my adult life done that. I have gotten in when there's, like, this much water. But I make sure it's, like, warm, like, hot, you know? But there are people out there, and you guys can tell us, they sit and just start there with nothing in the tub. and they turn on the water. I feel like that's equivalent to going in the shower, standing underneath, and just turning the water on.
Do you take baths, Jess?
Once a year.
You don't strike me as a bath
I'm
person.
not a bath girl.
I'm such a bath girl.
I purposely, so when I was moving into my new house, I told my realtor, I was like, I'm not moving in unless there's a tub. Because I had never had a tub in my life, like a nice one, you know, like a nice, like, relaxing tub.
High tubs.
Right. And so I literally picked out a house based on the tub. I used it 3 times.
Yeah, you have good tubs.
And I never used it again. It's a beautiful tub.
I would use it every night. I love tubs.
It was a nice experience, but I'm a person who I have to shower before I get in the tub so the tub water's clean. And then after I have to shower again because I was just sitting in my tub water. So
You're one of those.
I'm way too OCD about it. Like, I can't just, like, get in a tub dirty and then leave because then I'm also covered in the dirty water. I have to do all the steps.
Okay, so let me be clear about this. Taking a bath, for me, isn't about getting clean. It's about relaxation. So if I'm dirty, I need a shower. A shower is what's going to clean me and make me feel clean.
But I'm not even saying I'm dirty before I get in the bath.
No, but I don't bath for the purpose of cleaning myself.
Everyone's always going to be dirty to an extent. Either way.
Yes, but the intention isn't to, this is going to clean me. I'm soaping and doing everything that I would do in a shower. It's strictly relaxation, unwinding, like going in a hot tub.
I agree, but also I need to be crystal clear clean. And that water needs to be untouched by a fleck of anything.
Sure. But like what I'm saying is it's not about being clean. It's about being relaxed. I feel like the shower is about being clean. So like people who go in a bath trying to get clean, I feel like that's the problem.
Well,
like,
I have problems though. And like, I don't want to go through the whole ritual. Do I really want to have 2 showers in a bath tonight? Not really. It's so much work.
2 showers is a bit much.
No, because you got to wash off the bath water after too.
But why wash before?
So then you're clean, but then as you sit in there and you sit in your body water, and especially if you put like bath salts or a bath bomb, that's stuck to your skin after.
So nice.
So then I have to go wash that off.
I love bath salts.
You're like in your body soup, like, and then I'm just gonna put clothes on.
You're one of those.
Yeah, I am, which is why I can't do it because it's just too much work.
You make it gross.
I don't make it gross.
Body soup? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Ugh.
Literally, you're just
That's
like
so
sitting
gross,
in it.
but it's you.
It's like putting a chicken in a soup in broth.
Ugh.
It's gonna start smelling like
you.
broth or chicken.
Not if you have bath salts and bath bombs.
But then I'm covered in that.
Listen, I smell delicious when I get out of the tub.
Same. But then I go in the shower and I add more
smell
soap.
and feel delicious when I get out of the tub. If you want to be like a basted turkey in gravy, body water, soup, whatever you call it.
That's what it feels like.
There are 2 types of people in this world. People who bath and people who don't. And that's it.
Okay. I'm clearly a shower girl.
I love the bath.
All right. So we're going to move into the main segment, which is creepiest fan interactions / fan mail that I have received, that we have gone through. And there have been...
I don't have, like, fans.
Yes, you do.
I have clients.
It's just... Well, yes.
This is your job. This is your full-time job.
Well, it's yours to an extent, too. But I just mean, like, I've done a lot of, like, tours and meet and greets and stuff. So I've encountered a lot of people. And listen, 99% of the time, it's great and people are great. But there is that very small percentage. Maybe it's even, like, 0.03% where you meet someone and they stick in your brain, you know? So I thought we would start with, wait a second. I missed a trending topic that's actually really important.
Okay.
And maybe you've heard about this.
Okay.
Sorry, guys. We're kind of going back a little bit. Have you heard about that cream from the brand called Sol de Janeiro Delicia? It's Drench Body Butter.
No.
They say if you wear it, it brings forth enormous spiders. Okay?
What?
This is all alleged, but it's been trending on social media. It all started when one person wrote a review on Sephora, and the review said, "I like the smell and the consistency. However, every time I've worn this, I've noticed spiders." And here's what people are putting together. If the cream contains, and I'm not going to say this right, thimethyl acetate, disbutyl phthalate, and hexadical, that's not
Hexadical.
I'm definitely not saying it right. But it says there's a chance that spiders could be attracted to it because it basically signals them for sexual communication. Allegedly. Okay? Someone on Reddit commented, this is a quote, "It's literally made out of spider pheromones. You can't make this up. Y'all are wearing spider pheromones and attracting all the male spiders." Now, the brand has denied all these accusations, of course. What are they going to be like? Yes, that's correct. All the spiders are coming. No. They're just saying, no, that's not true. This is what it says. If you're scared of wolf spiders, watch out for these lotions. LOL. I wanted to love them so bad, but when I put it on, instantly, a spider would come out.
Wolf spider.
Normally, I'll see one like every 3 years. I use this, and it was every day. Once I stopped using it, I haven't once seen spiders. So, I just thought that was really creepy. And it's a popular brand. Like, when I show you the bottle,
You should test this theory.
you're gonna know. We should test it?
Not me.
Oh my gosh.
Should get Ty to test it.
Okay.
He likes spiders.
I think they have like bum creams. Like, have you ever seen?
Bum Bum?
That's what it's called. Like, have you ever seen these? It's that
No.
brand. It's a good brand. Anyway, I just thought that was creepy because we hate spiders. But it's all alleged. Yada yada. Don't sue us. Okay. Moving on to creepy fan mail and fan interactions. Starting with the fan mail. Back in like 2015, I want to say, I was getting letters from Slender Man. These letters were terrifying. They were drawings of him in black crayon. Very messy, but I knew it was Slender Man. And on the back, it would just be letters to me like, "You're next. I'm coming for you. Like,
That's cool.
tonight I'll be there, blah, blah, blah."
It's very on brand.
It's on brand, but it was ominous. I
yeah.
knew it was from a fan, right? I had a P.O. box. People send me stuff.
It's giving pen pal.
Yes. So it was creepy. And with that alone, I was like, fine, whatever. Send me cool pictures. But I started getting emails as well from someone claiming to be Slender Man, and they were very threatening. Describing,
Okay, I remember this.
Do you remember this? Describing
I remember the emails.
how they were going to unalive our whole family. It was very detailed. So we had to actually make a police report.
Yeah.
And just
Too
tell,
far.
yeah, we had to have a folder of this and be like, hey, I know it's from Slender Man, but it's clearly from a real human who wants to hurt us. So we had to tell the police.
Too far.
And then we had to email that person back and be like, hey, just so you know, we submitted a police report. Leave us alone. We didn't hear from them after that. But that was the time I was threatened by Slender Man.
Scary.
So that was scary. Once in the mail, I got a jar of someone's toenails.
Ah!
It was like this little jar, and it was
Stop.
filled halfway with toenails.
Jess.
Yeah, disgusting. What's the point? And there was no letter with
That's
it.
so gross.
It was just in my P.O. box. And I'm trying to imagine, like, because there's staff in the post office who put the stuff in the P.O. box. This person just saw a jar of toenails, and they were like, yeah, let's just put this in the mailbox.
This gives me a question,
What?
an arised question in my brain.
What?
How do you feel about the people that like collect their kids' like teeth and hair and the baby teeth that falls out and like the hair and everything?
You're
How do you
saying
feel
the
about that?
people, but our parents did it.
What? Our parents did it?
I have a
You have a lock of hair?
lock of hair, and I have a little jar of my baby teeth. I have a keepsake box. That
I don't think she did that for me.
I
'Cause
think
I
she
never
did.
saw it, and I don't want to see it.
Mandii, I bet she did. Why would it just be for me?
I know that there are moms in our family that did that.
I think
what do
it's
you
kind of
think
cute.
about it?
I think
Because
it's
I
kinda
don't.
cute.
Okay, really?
Do it once. One tooth, one lock of hair. Ty's mom did it. She has a lock of his hair. I think it's sweet because when you're older, you can be like, oh, this is a little baby
I don't
hair.
ever want to see my teeth like that.
And you know what's kind of gross? It still has like the blood.
Ah. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll feel differently when I have kids, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I've seen TikToks too, where it's like, you know how you can go to like vintage stores and you can buy like picture frames of like people, and they have like the lock of hair like within the frame, like.
Back in the Victorian era, when people died, they would take locks of their hair and
Yeah.
put it in a clear necklace, and they would wear it around, or they put it in earrings or in a bracelet, and it's just this clear kind of container on your jewelry that you can see the hair
I
through.
don't like it. If Ty passed away, would you want his lock of hair?
That would definitely not be the first thing that would come to mind. No.
Like, would you feel comfort from that? I feel like it's the same as collecting toenails.
If I had
truly.
the option, like if the what's the person who helps people who die? what's it called? The mortician. If the mortician who was like, listen, I can give you a little lock of his hair, I'd probably say yes. I don't think I'd be like, absolutely not. Like, I think I would, but it wouldn't come to my brain to think of it. It'd have to be someone being like, hey, do you want this?
I find I find something sentimental more so in like their jewelry that they wore, or like their smell, or you know what it's like body parts.
I know, it's weird.
Toenail clippings, teeth, hair, skin cells. I don't want it. I'm not attracted to your like body form. Like, spiritually, I feel connected with your soul. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, 100%. But
anyway,
also, like, if given the choice, I probably wouldn't say no.
I don't know. Maybe I would change in the moment if someone I loved passed away, or when I have my child, if they lose their teeth and I'm like, oh, their little teeth, I can't like throw it out. Maybe I'll feel that way.
You're gonna want her first tooth. You will. It's not weird.
We'll see.
Because like when I saw mine in my keepsake box, like it's crazy how tiny it is, and you were like, wow, that was me.
Mom did not do that for me.
I bet she did.
She never gave it to me.
What did she have against your teeth?
I don't know. But I thought for sure she did not do that.
Well, you can ask her right now.
Yeah, we should.
No, ask her because she's listening to the podcast.
Mom, where's my teeth?
Where are my teeth?
And also, why did you give Jess teeth and not me? And if you did collect my teeth, where are they?
I don't think mine are teeth. Like, I think it's a tooth. Like, singular.
Okay, I need to know.
We went way off topic for this.
Sorry, it just like made me think of like
it's a fair question.
The sentimental value of like nasty things that come out of your body.
It's not nasty. It's not like she's saving my like lung that I had taken out.
Ew. But I feel like some people would.
I don't think you're allowed to.
No?
Can you keep your body parts?
I don't know.
Because I had like a piece of my lung taken out. So could I have been like, listen, put it in a bag. I'm taking it home with me. Do you hear my stomach growling? I'm so hungry. I had cornflakes this morning.
I hear other things. I don't think I hear you.
I hope you guys can't hear this on the podcast, but our parents are taking down Christmas in the shop. So if there's like weird gurgling, growling, it's my stomach, and also our parents taking down the Christmas trees.
Or it's a ghost.
Once I had this man send me this huge box of items with his face on it. So it was like this man's merch. This random 43-year-old man's, it's like he made his own merch just for me. Like I'm saying, there was a mug with his face on it. There was a keychain, a t-shirt, a framed photo of the same, and it's all of him just smiling like this.
A framed photo.
Like it's just him smiling, and he was clearly like, I'm gonna say early 50s, maybe late 40s, and it had his name underneath. I think it was like Mark. And I looked at my dad, and at this point I was like, I don't know, 21. It was like when I first started, and I was like, what am I supposed to do with all of this? He sent me like a shrine of himself, and I was like, I don't know what to do. What am I gonna do with all that stuff?
No.
But like I felt bad at the same time because like he clearly, it's expensive to do that, to print things on items, and he didn't know you, dude. But I don't know you.
I'm gonna wear your face.
Like I'm gonna wear your shirt to bed, like my new pajama shirt.
It is weird.
It's really weird. One time I had this man request that I send him my used shoes so he can eat them.
Oh.
Yeah, so he sent a very polite, actually very respectful email to my work email, and he was like, hey, Jessii, like, love your content, love creepy ghosts, whatever. Can you pick out a pair of shoes that you've worn for a long time? It could be boots, it could be sneakers, could be your slippers. Mail them to me. I will pay you back for however much it costs to mail them, and I will be consuming them over the course of a month. And he actually sent me his schedule of like, on this day I'll eat this part of the shoe, on this day whatever. Like he sent it all out, and he's like, in this way I'll be able to consume it in a healthy way where it won't affect him negatively, because if he eats small portions of it, it'll go through his body, it won't get stuck, it won't be harmful. I'm thinking, I think it will be harmful.
It's giving Dahmer.
Yeah, it was very creepy, but the email was very respectful. Mom got back to him and she's like, thanks but no thanks, and he's like, no problem. But if you change your mind, like, I'll even pay for it. Like, I'll pay $200, whatever. He was like, I'll even buy you a new pair of shoes that you can wear for 2 weeks and send them back to me. And I was like, tempting, but no.
Something like that should be on My Strange Addiction.
I'm sure there is one about them eating stuff. I'm sure there is. There's always weird ones.
Specifically shoes.
Okay, a really creepy one is that when I moved out of my parents' house and I had my first house, the one before the one I have now, Ty and I had someone mail a letter to our house, like not to P.O. box, you know, not to a business address, to our actual home. So we like went to like our community mailbox where we're getting like our whatever, and there's a letter in there that says to Jessii Vee. As soon as I saw it, because my name's not actually Jessii Vee, that's like my whatever stage name. I don't know if anyone knows that, but it was like to Jessii Vee. It was this woman who was able to find our house through looking through all of our vlog videos and taking screenshots of all of the locations that we would frequent. Restaurants, coffee shops. She took screenshots of our backyard, the layout of our house, and she was able to find the listing of our house and knew exactly what town we were in.
People have this time on their hands.
She was sending like addresses of our favorite restaurants and like blah, blah, blah. And she goes, and I'm not trying to be creepy. This is actually just to show you guys you shouldn't be vlogging and posting your locations because people can find you. So if anything, I'm helping you realize that it's easy to find you guys, but I'm not creepy. And we're like, that is so creepy. That is so
I feel like
creepy.
anyone could find anyone if they really wanted to. Like,
but like, girl, if you're trying to help me,
vibes.
send me a DM and be like, hey, like, I know that location. Like, be careful.
You know, it's like a written letter.
It was a formal and told me exactly. She's like, it only took me a couple days and I know exactly where your house is. And this, it was so creepy. I was so creeped out. So like, be careful about doing house tours and all kinds of stuff because I wouldn't have thought of that. People being that in depth. But yeah, it's true. You can find anybody. People know where the most famous celebrities live, right? Like everyone knows everything. It's uncomfortable for sure.
It's extremely uncomfortable, but it's, yeah, stalker vibes.
Yeah.
The only experience that I feel like we both had, but there's two.
Okay.
So like we had like a meet and greet back in like, what was it, like 2017? So many people showed up.
Hundreds.
It was like lines and lines of people.
Took all day.
And there was this girl who, and I like even like hesitate to talk about it now because I'm scared she's gonna watch this and it's gonna continue.
Yeah.
But like, don't reach out if that, you know who you are. She was in the line, came to us, took the picture. She gave us gifts. She like had a little chat with us, but she would not move on. And we had to like continue to move things going forward because there were so many people to get to. And like, even though like those moments are so like important and like we want to hear your stories and have those moments with you, there's just so many people and we have to like move it along at some point. So she just like wasn't getting it, and then the people that were sort of like trying to help move things along
had to be like,
we're like, okay, like
let's go.
It's time to move on. And then she stood like next to us while we were doing like talking to other people.
Like she wouldn't leave.
She wouldn't leave, and then eventually somebody was like, okay, you gotta go. She went to the end of the line and waited, and then once everyone left, she came back to us.
But this was like nighttime. Like we
It
had
was
been
the end of
there
the day.
all day. It was now like pitch dark outside. She was at the very end of the line. Like she had waited hours after originally seeing us just to make sure she was the very last one to see us again.
I didn't get creepy vibes yet because she just seemed like she didn't read the room. Like she was very like, we should make videos together and like, here's my number, can you give me your number?
And we're like, no, we can't.
Yeah, obviously she feels like she knows us really well, but she's a stranger to us.
And she was an adult. Like she had bussed there by herself.
Yes.
Just so you know, it's not a kid.
No.
It was a young adult.
She would have been in her
probably
20s.
early 20s. She got there by herself. She got on transit. She was by herself. Like it wasn't a little kid. We wouldn't be upset about a little kid.
It was a woman.
Yeah, it was a woman.
And we were trying to be really nice and like trying to say like, hey, we need to leave, but we don't want her to watch us leave. We don't want her to follow us home.
Yeah.
It's just like safety precautions, like security. But she like wasn't getting it.
But the thing is like, it was also the questions that she was asking, and it was as if we were already her friends.
Yes.
Like, she wanted to meet us again in person.
Yep.
And when are we filming
Let's
together?
schedule something.
Call me, like all these things. And she actually had a vlog camera where she was just filming us without our and was just like talking like, we're gonna collab and and it was very in our face, and we were uncomfortable. We were very uncomfortable.
But
anyway,
we didn't have the seriousness of her mental state. Later on, we went on Twitter when Twitter was Twitter. We sort of found her on there because she had been messaging us, tagging us, replying to us, and then we sort of figured out that like, oh, it's her, because on her profile it's like her picture, but it wasn't a vlog channel. It was like a ghost hunting YouTube channel, but her videos were all her going into people's backyards. Do you remember? She would go into actual subdivisions and like go into people's backyards
without permission, like just random people's properties
at night.
Yeah, it was always at night.
Hopping fences, like it was really creepy.
Yeah.
And she was obsessively messaging. The second you'd post, not even 1 second would go by and she'd be replying to it and whatever. In 2017, I was young. I would have been, what, like 22? I don't know. Not even.
I was like 22 in 2017.
Oh, see? So I would have been like 19, 20?
You would have been like, yeah.
So I posted something on Twitter that was kind of depressing. It was probably just one of those like sappy, sad posts that were like, maybe if I was depressed or something, I was like,
right.
I wrote something, but I regretted it because I'm like, ugh, I don't want to post that.
Yeah.
So I posted something sad because I was feeling sad, and I guess she had replied to it right away, and she was trying to be supportive or whatever, but I deleted the whole post literally probably like 10 seconds after posting it because I was like, ugh,
because you were embarrassed about the post.
I was embarrassed about me being so publicly
depressed,
sad like that. Yeah. And right after I deleted it, she went off the rails, angry. How could Mandii do this? I'm trying to support her. I'm trying to be nice. She had a screenshot of my post, and she had already screenshotted it. Like, did she screenshot everything? She was posting, she was like, those are bitches. They're bitches and they're fake. On her Twitter, all of this nasty, angry, hateful stuff of Jess and I.
Yeah.
And like, I met them and they're not who they say they are, and they're this and that. And it was right after I had deleted that post.
Yeah.
And she was like she had replied like, oh, like I understand, like you're gonna get through this, blah blah blah. Seconds after, those bitches, they're fake and the phony and whatever. We had like our Tumblrs or whatever, and like the next day she had like posted some anonymous thing. I forget if it was in your Tumblr or if it was mine.
I think it was mine.
I think it was yours, but it was like,
creepy.
Oh, you know this girl, she was a big fan, this was her Twitter, this was her name, she like unalived herself last night.
She died.
And here's the thing. We know by now this girl's way of writing and her way of saying things and typing things.
But we also had friends and mutual friends who had dealt with her before, and she has shown up at their meet and greets and have harassed them, and especially online afterwards has messaged them. So it's not just us. We've had other people saying like, be careful of this girl. Like, she sticks around after the meet and greets. She is obsessive. Like, people knew about her.
Didn't she call one of your friends' workplaces and try to get them fired?
Yes, because she was in love with this male YouTuber, and the male YouTuber had a husband. And so obviously he wasn't interested in her, and she went after him. Like, she called everyone he knew. Like, it was very destructive. Like, she went after him. Like, his life, she was trying to ruin his life.
And I remember the gift that she gave me. It was a peppermint Bath and Body Works candle.
Yeah.
And I was so scared that it was, like, hexed.
Oh.
I just threw it out. Because I was so scared. Because she knew from my channel that I loved, like, home decor and like lifestyle videos and stuff like that, and so she gave me like a peppermint.
And it would have been a sweet gesture,
so sweet,
if the events afterwards didn't occur, right?
Yeah.
Like, we appreciate gifts.
I totally would have burned that candle, happily.
Like,
but Luca was like, bad vibes.
Yeah,
bad vibes. You don't know.
Yeah.
So I just threw it out. But yeah, it was really creepy because she was trying to convince us that she had unalived herself.
And by the way,
it was our fault.
She hadn't.
No.
She created new accounts and started tweeting again and stuff. So it was just to get our attention. And it was brutal. And like,
it was day after day after day after day. And I remember she like went on some forum and she was posting like
about us,
our actual identities, and like where we went to school and where we grew up and where we lived and like phone numbers and like all kinds of stuff that she found, personal information.
No, she was our actual stalker. And it's
so
I
weird.
hope nothing happens after we do this.
I know.
I don't think she's going to be listening to our podcast.
Hope we don't regret this.
I know. If things start happening, you guys know. That's who it is.
I mean, it's been years.
It has been. 2017 was a long time ago. And she just abruptly stopped. Hopefully she's okay.
But I feel like if she was doing those things to other people, like there must have been some kind of cease and desist or like some sort of report on her. That is, someone complained, somebody
maybe
reported it.
I was actively reporting her on social media, so maybe she just got all her accounts taken down and couldn't make a new one easily. I don't know. We haven't seen her since, and I know that for any meet and greet that I do, I give her photo to our security.
Wow.
So
that's
in
really smart.
case she's listening, we do have security measures in place.
That's
Police
really smart.
are aware, so we do have measures.
I didn't know that you did that.
Yeah, and especially like when
Good
I went
for
on
you.
tour and stuff, like we have certain people that we give to police and security to make sure that they don't come near us.
Good.
Precautions are in
Happy to
place.
hear
But yeah,
that.
that was creepy. And speaking of people kind of stalking us, I did have another girl. It's when I was living at our old house, and Ty and I would go to a coffee shop pretty much every single week. And she was always the person at the window giving us our food. And she knew who I was. She watched my videos, and she would always get really excited. And she would ask if she could take a selfie with me in the car. And I'd be like, yeah, of course. And after, you know, each time we saw her, it progressed to her saying, like, can I meet you in the parking lot, like, as you go around the drive-thru to take an actual picture beside you? And so I'd be like, yeah, sure, like, that's fine. So, like, every time I saw her, she'd want a photo, and it progressed to, like, actually her meeting me out of the car. Sometimes we were in a rush, so I'd be like, okay, let's do it quickly, you know what I mean? And it was a time where Ty wasn't moved in with me. It was early on in our relationship when I just bought a house, and so he'd be with me a couple times a week, but I'd be alone sometimes. And I started seeing her everywhere I went. If I went to Winners, which is a clothing store here, she would somehow already be in the parking lot.
Like that.
If I'd go to a pet store to get the dog food, she would be there. She'd be in the parking lot every time.
Just following you.
So this girl probably has 17 to 20 photos of me and her. Like, that's how often I would see her. Very often, right? And so she started making, like, fan group chats on Instagram, and she would add a bunch of people I knew, and, like, including our cousin from North Carolina. And so she would be in this group chat, and one time our cousin messaged me, and she was like, just so you know, like, this girl was at your house taking photos of your backyard and sending it in the group chat. And I was like, how did she find my house? And she's like, I think she's been, like, following you in your car. Like, she knows, like, your locations, and she knows, like, where your house is, and she sent us photos. And her mother is apparently a real estate agent. She was asking her mother for all this info on, like, how much we bought it for, and, like, all this personal info that her mother was giving her. And so it was really scary, and honestly, it's one of the reasons why we moved. I haven't been too open about that. I think we mentioned it on, like, maybe a vlog or something, but it got to be so crazy. It was a lot.
The thing is, and you don't have to apologize or justify anything, just because in certain settings, it's like you welcome fans and you want to meet fans and you're open to having conversations with them and taking pictures with them.
But at your house,
your home,
where you want to be
is your safe place.
It's private.
And it's meant to be private, and it's meant to be secure.
Yeah.
And when you lose that safety and that security has been taken away because you don't know, kids don't get it. They're telling their friends, they might be taking pictures, they might be posting online, and then you don't know who's seeing that and who is potentially dangerous or an adult.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a creepy person.
Yeah.
That's going to show up next. It sucks. That's not good.
Yeah, so that was not fun. A reason why we moved, we just wanted to be somewhere more private.
Yeah.
I love where we live now, and I hope it, like, stays that way. The last one I have on here is something that happened when I was on tour in 2016. We were selling out theaters. We had police and security at each location for extra safety. And so we were at this one place, I don't know if it was in Niagara Falls or where it was. We didn't have the best security guards because usually after each show, they would make sure the building was clear. All of the fans and the people that came have to be out of the building before I leave, basically, just for my safety, just to make sure that I can, like, get all my stuff, get everything together. We can clean up all the merch tables and I can leave without being around people. And so they said they checked everywhere. Security left. We were just in there cleaning up, and I realized I forgot, I think, my phone on the stage. So I went back into the theater, right? It looks empty. I'm like, okay, I'll go get my phone. As I'm walking through the aisles, 2 people who had hid behind the theater chairs jumped out, and they were like, oh my gosh, we just have to talk to you one more time. We actually waited here 3 hours before it started. We were the first ones here. They're telling me all these things, and I'm alone now. Like, mom and dad aren't with me. My friends aren't around me. Security's not there. Police aren't there. And they're running up to me while I'm by myself in this theater. And I had to be like, oh my gosh, hold on a second. Like, just stop, because they were running at me. And I was like, okay, thanks so much for coming, but can you just give me a second? Can you just wait right there for a second while I go grab somebody? I was so nervous, and like, I don't know what to say, because I want to be nice and respectful, and they know me as being that way. And I think if they knew I was scared, they'd be offended. So it's like, what do you do in that situation? Because they probably had no bad intentions, right? They probably were fine.
How are you supposed to know that?
And they were adults. Like, they were like, it was a man and a woman in their early 20s too. So it's like, it's not kids. Like, it's...
So public figures and celebrities and stuff like that are human beings. Beings. Okay? And like, just like how you would interact with any other human being is how you should interact with them.
Yeah.
Of course that's scary. Imagine anyone, just anybody, running up to you and like, you don't know them.
Yeah.
And like, they know you, but you don't know them, and you don't know what their intentions are. You don't know what they have on them. You don't know anything about them. They're perfect strangers. Like, that's startling and that's scary. And people literally die that way.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, you can't be too careful and too cautious when it comes to, like, fans and, like, public situations like that, because anything could happen and you have no idea. You don't know those people.
Well, the year that I went on tour, it was either the year of or the year after Christina Grimmie died at her meet and greet. So that was fresh in my mind, and that's why we had so many security measures. So when they jumped out at me, all I can think about was her and like how scared she must have been. And honestly, that I can't even think about that situation without crying, because that's so awful. How could you not think about stuff like that, right? With people you don't know. But in saying that, like I said, it's such a small group of people compared to the millions who are sweet and respectful and honestly feel like family. But just so you know, like, if I haven't met you yet, give me a second to process and to get to know you when we first meet, because like Mandii said, like, you know me, but I don't know you yet. But there are like people that I see at events that I've seen tons of times before, and I recognize them, and it's great, and like, I do feel like I know them in a way. But yeah, the world is just a scary place.
And human beings are like the scariest part of it. I feel like, remember that like, we're all just human beings, and we all have anxiety and fears, and that they're all valid, and just be aware of that when you like meet your like idols.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, it's one thing to be like starstruck and be like, oh my god, but like but,
oh yeah,
like,
and by the way, that's fine.
them.
Like, I meet people that like cry and make me cry, and they're like flustered and anxious and like, oh my gosh, I don't mean that that's not okay.
But maybe if you see somebody in a setting where they're living their lives
alone too,
it's like, maybe assess the environment, what they're doing, you know, and make a decision in your head of, is it okay for me to like go up and say hi, or maybe is it not the right place or the right time? Do they seem like they're open to that?
If I'm out and about with my family or Ty or whatever, and you see me and we're in a public place, and honestly, I'm happy to do photos or talk to you or meet you, that's fine. It's just situational. And I'm sure everyone can make judgments on whether it's appropriate or not. And I feel like most of the time it has been.
I went to Times Square with Aisha in, 2019, because I watched RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yeah.
And Trinity the Tuck, if anyone watches Trinity.
I don't know who that is.
Trinity.
Okay.
She's amazing. She's
All
a drag queen. I saw her, but she wasn't dressed up in drag. Like, she was like just the regular. And she was with what looked like a lover. And they were just the two of them in Times Square. No one like recognized them or anything. And they were taking pictures together, and they were kissing and holding hands. I mean, I was starstruck, because I was like, oh my god, like, they're right there. And like, I could go up and ask for a photo, and I'm sure it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But there was something in me that was like
they're living their life.
Date. They're on a date. I don't want to bother them.
Yeah.
It was cool enough that I got to see them, rather than like going up and asking for a photo. And I really wanted to, but I also feel like, they probably get it all the time, and like, they're on a date. I don't want to interrupt, you know? So let's just read the room. Yeah. Read the room.
But I do know that like I wouldn't be here without you guys. So I just want you to know that it's more of a scary
Everything
situational
you're saying
thing.
is understandable.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place.
Yeah.
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to close off the podcast. This time, Mandi's probably not coming back till February 1st. So say your goodbyes.
Pray for me.
You probably are going to have Ophelia. We are praying for you, and it's going to go well. Everything's going to be fine. You're going to have a healthy birth, and I'm so excited. Don't stress about it, Mandii.
So
it's all going to work out. Everything is going to happen for a reason and when it's going to happen. You know, it's going to be fine.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Don't forget, if you want to listen to our podcast on different places, everything is linked down below. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. And yeah, I will see you in the next podcast, and you'll probably see Mandii
In February.
in February. But have a good day, guys. Bye.
Bye.